Hello, this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. I'm delighted to welcome Phillip Keaveney of Burning Metal and, more crucially, Iron Mountains Festival. How are you, man?
Not too bad now, yourself?
I'm flying, dude, flying. Great to have you on at last. We'd one or two false starts, but didn't think you were actually going to travel down to Cork, weren't you? But were you getting in a gig as well, as far as I can remember?
It was a full weekend. We were planning a promotional night in Galway, Dublin, and the trip down to you in 3 days.
Yeah. When was that? Was that around October, was it? Or was it later even again? Was it? I can't remember.
It was March we were going to do it, believe it or not.
Was it March? Jesus Christ.
Start of March, we were planning all this, and next thing, bang.
Yeah, bang is right. So, like, your last update then was you said that you were moving the launch to May. It'll be a 3-day event with 2 stages. There will be promotional nights once things get back to normal, and all orders have been refunded on Eventbrite. So is that spot on? Is that up to date in relation to those?
Well, we can't do any promotional nights for this one, obviously, because everything is off cards now. So
yeah,
it's just unfortunately, but what can we do? Nothing.
Everybody was refunded and all?
Oh, they were straight away, yeah, same day.
Eventbrite, what made you move with them?
I don't know. Everyone seems to be using them now, so I just said, if everyone's using them, they must be all right.
Yeah.
And I don't like Ticketmaster, so no way.
What?
I don't like Ticketmaster, so no way.
Yeah, that's down a different rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, you had an announcement yesterday, so could you give us an overview on the festival? Has anything changed since your initial announcement? And just give us an update anyway, Phil.
Yeah, straight away anyway, the whole thing is going to have to be outdoors now.
Yeah.
We're planning to have a one stage outdoors, and we're going to use what was known there as the Great Hall for people that have been to the venue before. But now with the new data that's can last in the air for up to an hour unsuspended, like that means everything indoor now has to be closed off, unfortunately. So it'll be just 2 stages outdoors, and we'll have a temperature check on the way in, and we'll have masks on site for people that want to wear them. That won't be mandatory because it's outdoor, but
yeah,
we just have to plan around it and build a few more urinals and wear masks in toilets, all this dystopian madness that unfortunately we have to deal with now if we want to get back on the road.
Now, possibly could be literally the first festival of next year,
Could possibly be one of the first gigs of next year, never mind anything else the way it's looking like. Because until April, the restrictions are in at present, so. And because of the fact that they've confirmed now that this is airborne, and that makes it very difficult for indoor events. I don't want to say that won't happen, but that's a big one, man. That's going to make it really challenging.
Yeah, I suppose the first point of entry will be the temperature checks anyway. Yeah. In any place. I don't know how expensive these things are to get in, or do you lease them or what?
You can get a good one for about €120.
Really? Yeah.
You can get a good one for €120.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable.
By chance, it's a hot day. What you have to do is just sit under a tree for 5 minutes, drink a glass of water or something. So then your body temperature regulate. But that's one of the directors, actually, Jamie. He works in medical, so he's keeping up to date on this constantly, and he's going set him up doing that COVID. I can't think of the name of it now, but he's going doing this course anyway. So everything updated that comes, he'll be telling me, and we'll be talking amongst ourselves. So just be ready for everything.
Yeah, and what capacity are you looking at, Phil, for the venue? Has it changed?
Venue is 300, so we're dropping it by 30.
Dropping it 30. Okay, fair enough. And
it'll be good. With 300, there is space for everyone. But with the 30 people less, it'll be fine. There'll be plenty of room for people that they're uncomfortable. They can wear visors or whatever. It's just you have to try and roll with it now. Exactly.
And what about yourself? Are you confident that you have the right team in place now? I remember you were talking to Wayne the last time, and has that changed? Is there any...
Everyone now is great. Ev, the other director, like he's been working in festivals for years. He was heavily involved in Knockenstocking before it folded. And James, the head sound engineer, has been at this for years as well, worked with MCD and all the rest. So everyone now knows what they're doing this time. So we have a great team. And even if the people like Jamie, for example, that has no real experience in this, he's involved in medical. So that's going to be a massive now to have someone with medical background involved in this while we're planning everything, basically.
And marketing, promotion as well, it's a vital part of the whole thing as well. With the bands, we'll go through the bands in a minute. There's going to be an expectation on the bands as well to plug this, yeah? Well,
yeah, hopefully. But honestly, with such a small capacity this time, it's only 130 people. If it's going to be the first gig, potentially of over a year, I don't think it'll have any problem getting the numbers. It sells itself, basically, because it's outdoor as well. So if your people are uncomfortable about going indoors, which they will be now over the recent development, they can go in confidence that they don't have to be near anyone.
Yeah.
We'll have a few beers and enjoy some music.
I know, yeah. It's not that difficult.
No, it's a weird one, man, to be saying this, but potentially this could be one of the few events maybe next year. It's an indoor thing, man. It's up in the air. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but it's...
Have you decided on a budget as well? What kind of budget are you looking at in costs? Are you getting in, for example, security, stewards?
We have security. We'll have a first aid there. We'll have everything you'd expect, people there on site.
So again, there'll be, probably people worried as well about internet and phone coverage. Have you checked that out, actually?
Oh yeah, 3 worked up there.
Cool. Okay.
Even though people think it's up on a mountain, there's no internet coverage, but I was up there with mine and checked it out. Work fine. No issues.
It's just people, they bring up all this stuff and kind of go, "What if I don't have?"
Oh no, just because you're in Leitrim doesn't mean they're that far behind us,
Yeah. So you'll have medical. What kind of medical emergency services? What kind of thing will you have set up there? Will you have first aiders or?
First aiders, yeah. And we'll have someone there all times to just be able. If someone gets into trouble, we'll just sit into Carrick and Shannon. It's about 25 minutes.
Right. Yeah. And again, you did say there would be car parking and coach parking as well, yeah?
No, not necessarily, because that was going to be an issue now, because we can't talk to any of the local farmers this time about potentially doing that, because they're worried about this, obviously. So in regards to parking for the public, we'll have 20 at site.
Right.
We've found a spot where the community centre is at the bottom of the hill. It's about 2 miles away, but we can fit another 40 cars in there.
Right.
So, and the coaches won't get up the hill, but minibuses will.
Okay, so you'll be running a minibus shuttle, yeah?
Yeah. So we're all this has been taken into consideration, and people might say, "Oh, we're going to be miles away." No. When you have 60 car places available and you have 130 people that can go, we should be fine with that.
Yeah, and outside caterers as well, food. What about that?
Oh God, yeah. We'll just have one van.
One van, is it?
Just one van.
Yeah.
One van, but she basically has everything.
Chips, burgers, and all that crack.
Burgers, crepes, gluten-free stuff, all that, everything. We've basically covered everything under one umbrella first, one van. So.
Brilliant stuff. And what about water and stuff like that?
We have toilets there, all the rest, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically
because with Eva as part of Knockenstocking, and what got me into the whole music thing was working in the music festival scene. Because I used to be a chef, and by chance I ended up working in a festival by volunteering. Yeah. So for summers I travelled around working in festivals all over the country. So I have a fair idea how a small one works, and Ev knows all about it, and so does James, and Rowan as well too has a lot of knowledge. So, and of course Eliot himself, they've been running events up there for years now. So,
yeah.
But all of us involved, if someone misses something, that somebody else is going to pick up on.
Yeah. No, it sounds grand, man. As I said, and it's nice and small. It can be managed, put it that way.
Yeah. We're not trying to be a big festival, and it's a small community thing.
Yeah. Now, what about the bands? We've got some really good bands there. I'll just run through them fastly. The Crawling, Outstanding, Svet Kant, Black Shuck, Arjuna's Eye, Fornot, Elder Druid. Can't wait to see them there, man. Eternal Heckelcarax, yeah. Tombs, The Grief. What a band, The Grief are, man. They came out of nowhere as well. Grey Stag, Lugosi, Oracle, Death Can Wait.
Fabulous, yeah. Fabulous, I think, are Fabulous. I'm not...
I don't know anything about them, actually.
It's Dan from Cypher.
Oh, okay.
He's his new band, like, because there's a connection with Axial Cemetery, and they were all members of Cypher. They were like, we'll all just have a bit of a get together up in there, and I'm like, yeah, come on, so.
Kessler Effect.
They're from them. Prog band from Donegal.
Okay. Paralysis, Awaken, Dominion, Unkindness of Ravens, Snowblind, Organ Blender. Can't wait to see them. Immaculate Deception.
Niemni, I think that's how you pronounce it. They're a black metal band from Belfast.
Ah, okay. And one of my favourite bands at the moment as well, Survivalist.
They're very, very good.
Oh, can't wait, man. They're serious.
They've got some great members, like the two lads were Dom and Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great players.
Yeah, big time. And Proxist. Who are they?
They're from Derry. They played a gig for me 5 years ago, and they're one of the best live bands I've seen in an Irish bands I've seen live. They're just... Darren goes up... Darren is just one of the best frontmen I've seen in Ireland. He's a character, like, he really is. He's just pure charismatic, like, just... When you see... A lot of people will see that band, and they were one of the best bands that we can get for that West.
And are they playing much, Phil? I know they can't obviously play now, but, like, I haven't seen or heard of them before. Like, did they kind of stop for a while, or...?
First gig in 5 years.
Oh, really? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm back for this.
Nice one.
Well, that was annoying Darren for years. Like, we have to do something again, and he got on to me and was like, "Yeah, let's make this happen."
And Symmetry Industry Studios, then are they going to be? Who are they?
No, Gavin's just my artist.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm just doing the artist. It's James is going to be the head sound engineer, and he has somebody else for the other stage. So they're looking after that side of things.
And again, you were saying before that all the band's gear and stuff that'll be indoors, will be in a shed, is it?
Yeah, with the storage shed, and we'll label everything off and make sure it's all going to be protected from everything, and just let people in and out as they need it.
And you can't really... wonder what kind of promotional side of things are you looking at for next year even? Have you any idea of anything yet? All
we can really do is just post on social media, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
All we can do, try and sell it on social media. There's nothing else we can do. But
bands could still kind of do an online Iron Mountain.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them have done it already. So, a bunch of them have done it already, and loads of people in the bands are all kind of... There was a bunch of shares in it last night. People were copying it and sending it around the place. So
yeah, it
reached about 3,000 people last night alone. So
great.
Well, if you get 3,000 reach, you can get 130 out of that, I'd say.
You can, of course, yeah.
And we sold some tickets, actually. There's a good few gone again now this morning, so that's encouraging.
Yeah. And again, you just log on to Iron Mountain Festival on Facebook, is it? Or have you a website?
There's one in development, but I must get my finger out and finish it off one of the days. But
yeah, so all the information basically, Phil, is on the Facebook side of things at the moment. Yeah. Excellent stuff. Anything else you want to add? Do you want to sell it a small bit more?
No, not really. It's going to be it's a really, really lovely spot. Like, you're not literally on a mountain, but it's a beautiful location. And it's just really nice to go up there and get really clear mountain air and just get away from everything. And unfortunately, it's going to be weird now with the whole masks and bathrooms thing, dystopian future we live in. And unfortunately, the people that go there to the site regular, there's an area where the fire pit is, and unfortunately we'll have to take that out because that's where we're going to have to put the second stage now.
Okay.
So we'll move it somewhere else, but there will be, if they're expecting it to be the normal layout, it'll be slightly changed, but we'll just figure out where to put it somewhere else and work from there. And we have a green room for the bands as well too, so they've got somewhere. Nice.
Yeah.
So say like lads from the crawling, for example, after they're finished, they can just go in there and get away and relax for a few minutes and wind down. And
nice one. And
we're thinking of everything we can possibly think of now, and obviously more things will change as time goes on. And we're just hopeful now about restrictions coming the end of April now, and beginning of April, should I say, and just playing everything by ear and doing everything on our side we can to make sure it can happen. And
what about kind of the community in general? Would they be aware of this, that it's going ahead?
You mean the people who live in the area?
Yeah.
Well, there's no one really living up there near them.
Okay, that's always a handy.
Yeah, and then there's a house at the bottom of the hill. There's a couple of old people that live in it. They just wave at everyone going up and down. Oh, you're going up the mountain. Hi. Yeah. Good one. Mad hooers.
And people then can get all their drinking alcohol in the town itself and bring it up then. Is there an off license?
Yeah, we can bring whatever we want. We won't have any restrictions. We won't be there searching people's bags or anything.
Oh, no, yeah, that's fair enough. But as I said, there is an off license. There is an off license in the town, is there? Or a supermarket? Is the nearest one, Carrick-on-Shannon. So just fill up there and then head up along then.
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah.
Yeah, that's handy to know.
People will just be there for protecting reasons. They'll be there, but you won't see them. They're plain clothes.
Yeah. Camp-wise then, people setting up the tents?
Yeah, camping. We'll be looking at B&Bs in the area, and there is a landmark hotel in Carrick-on-Shannon, but that could be expensive if you're taxiing it in and out, like. But I don't know, we'll have to price all this up now as time goes on. At the moment now, there's no point in talking about taxi company because you don't know what they want to happen themselves.
So, like, kind of camping wise, then, what kind of size of field is it going to be?
It's not a field; it's a ground, basically. Okay. So there's anywhere where we can make camping, like some of the events, there's areas that just don't bother with because it doesn't really matter. We'll be clearing out everywhere and just making sure there's enough space so people won't be on top of each other.
Yeah, that's the main thing, yeah.
Just get it all ready as well as we can, and hopefully by then something may have happened. We can't just say for definite this is going to happen. Because that would be but we're hopeful. And
to know what, just as I said, through Facebook and social media, you can just send on pictures. People genuinely want to see the area itself, and just keep updating us that way, in relation to, as you said, areas for camping, where the second stage is going to be going. It'll just it'll bring people along in the adventure.
Oh, as time goes on, we'll document everything like that.
Yeah. Okay, man. Brilliant, Phil. Fair play to you for coming on, man. And who knows, as I said, it could possibly be the first festival we'll all be heading up to. And how bad, man. It's got a absolutely fantastic lineup. You really pushed it out for Irish bands there, man. Some of the best ones are there. And there'll be more to announce yet, yeah.
More coming yet, yeah. We'll get more to come yet. Now, still have to get Friday's headliner lined up. We were hoping Thoughts of Ruin were coming back last year, but with their vocalists living in Vietnam, we don't want to be putting any pressure on them. So we'll see what happens with them there. If they can do it, brilliant. If they can't, we'll just get somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's not saying that they're going to play, but just probably shouldn't have said anything. But
no, you're good. No, and there's more to be a few more bands to be announced, and so we'll say January, February next year, you'll have the full lineup up. Yeah.
Probably around February, March time.
March, yeah. Excellent stuff.
Play it all by ear, follow how it goes. But some people in the bands, they might be uncomfortable about coming on board at the moment that we're talking to. So,
but you have the fantastic spine going through there of really strong, really great bands there. So
a bit of everything as well too.
There is, yeah, everything is covered there. There's all different genres of the metal scene there. Doom,
black,
stoner, everything there. It's class, man. And of course, you need, just like if bands that are watching this, make sure you plug it. And next year will be certainly one to look forward to. If you pull it off, it'll be great.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, it will be great. Just to get a bit of music again and a bit of some sort of normality.
Yes, I remember that feeling. So you've been listening to Philip. Again, wish him all the best. It's the Iron Mountain Festival. It's on April the 30th to May the 2nd in Leitrim. And just keep an eye on social media. He'll be updating it every month anyway, with news on the venue itself as well. Cool.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Phil. Cheers.
Nice.